Theron, I humbly submit to the court a matter that requires urgent attention.
8 years. 8 years after the original Mechanicus made us fall in love with robot priest Tomb Raiders, the sequel is finally here. So, is it worth the wait? Let's get into it. For those of you who haven't played Mechanicus, this is a turn-based strategy game where you get to move your little retinue of dudes men around the map and try to survive or try to kill or perform different objectives, all while they have these weird, unique little strategy pieces that each model, mini, character has. It's a lot of fun. It's actually a really cool system. And in this one, there's 2 campaigns. You get to play the Adeptus Mechanicus and the Necrons. 2 completely different playstyles, 2 completely different campaigns. There are a ton of different units to choose from, and upgrades, and skill trees, and lots of ways to customize your gameplay. So what's actually changed? In the original, you delved through tombs, you went through little maps, and you had to select which area you went to, hopefully to your behest and not to your grave. The tombs have turned into an entire war-torn planet that you now compete with the Adeptus Mechanicus for. They have once again arrived on your planet, and you're waking up as the Necrons, or you're playing as the Adeptus Mechanicus, and you're invading the dang Necron planet. No, don't do that. It's bad. The 2 factions work. They're awesome. My initial impressions of the Necrons were that they're very forgiving. The mechanic typically includes either spawning in new units or reviving dead units and basically marching forward like a giant undead army that just keeps regenerating. And if you don't like that, they actually come with some really nice shooting units, some cryptex. I mean, there's honestly so many different playstyles you can engage. But again, because of that regenerative and spawning mechanic, it really makes it so that your mistakes aren't entirely punished. Whereas the Adeptus Mechanicus, on the other hand, have more mental power required to play them. They're very interesting. They have sort of weird little intricacies as the way that you gain little points, and then you have to spend those points on buffs or abilities and other things, and the synergy between your units is a little more important. You don't just stand your people back up, or you don't just bring in a ton of more people. Every unit is important. The music is top-notch. The graphics are inspiring and beautiful. It really brings you into that 40K universe. The lore is there. It just feels beautiful. They didn't dismiss the techno-lingua binary speech that the Mechanicus use. It's actually pretty cool. It's one of the cooler things that was in the first one. And the game costs $40. It's a steal. It's well worth it. I mean, you could argue that it's $20 a campaign. The campaigns are long. They're interesting. One of the reasons that this video is coming out so late is because I wanted to play it through before I made this. I wanted to see what was what. There are some stumbles or trips. I will say that the first Mechanicus did feel a lot more weighted in your decisions. If you made a mistake, you were almost immediately punished severely for each poor choice or each misstep. As your character retinue improves and you gain buffs and you go further and further down the skill trees and unlock different pieces of equipment and things, you start to realize that there's not as much punishment. And in fact, at certain points, things actually seem to feel a little too easy. The making a poor decision or making a mistake was almost never punished anymore. And it was a rare situation where you ran into something that was truly challenging. But the game was still a lot of fun. There's a lot of character in the units, and the part that interests me sort of shifted from the puzzle of each game or each map. And went into how do I use this new unit in synergy with these other units in order to achieve an overall goal, which was fun. As a fan of the 40K universe and a personal owner of the Necron army since about 4th edition, I was not super excited with how the Necrons were depicted, and some of the ways that they interacted and the voiceovers were a little odd. They used one of the characters has a almost Jamaican sounding accent, and it was reminiscent of the trolls in World of Warcraft, which was a little strange, but
My Pharaon, I am Nemesaur Hecamhebe, commander of our dynasty's legions, conqueror of our dynasty's foes. Do you truly not recognize the foremost of your noble servants? Has the great sleep caused you such ill?
take what you take, I guess. Some of the people have been reporting technical difficulties for the game early on. I didn't experience any of these, and as far as I can tell, they were very quickly patched out. The game itself has somewhat questionable reviews on Steam, and I don't know. I think that people are being a little harsh. I thought the game was actually pretty good. I didn't have a lot of the same issues. I'm a little shocked, honestly, that it's getting some of the bad reviews that it is. My take on the game, honestly, the game is great. The game is a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. There were times when I couldn't put it down. Is it some great new innovation on the gaming system or some great new innovation on what was in the first game? No, not really. But I was really excited to see that you could now play as the Necrons. I was really excited to see that they brought back some of the same units, some of the same systems, and some of the same characters. The voice acting overall, while there's one, I wouldn't even say it's an issue, it's just a little odd. The voice acting was great. It was a lot of fun. The cutscenes, I was actually really impressed with the cutscenes and excited to see a lot of the cutscenes with the Adeptus Mechanicus and the Necrons and all the different interactions. I love the Warhammer 40K universe, and frankly, this game, if you love 40K, I think you're going to love this game. It's a lot of fun. The strategy is there. The lore is there. The gameplay is there. It's just, they didn't try to reinvent the wheel. You're not going to be like, oh my God, this brand new system. It's everything in the world to me. Not there. And that's okay. The game is still fun and is certainly worth the $40. If you want a deeper dive into the campaigns or into the gameplay, into the stories, let me know down in the comments. The overall game is pretty great. Do you think you're going to pick it up? Let me know why. Let me know why not. Maybe you have an interesting perspective that I hadn't thought about. What faction do you think you're going to choose? Are you going to play the Adeptus Mechanicus, or are you going to support the real winners, the Necrons? That's right. If you like the content, hit that like button. If you're brand new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe. I do appreciate you watching the video, and I'll see you next time. Praise the Omnissiah.